Lazlo mentioned that was another legend who you're still working with. He mentioned that you would lock yourself in writing dialogue for radio, I think. You would lock yourself in a room and get anchovies and onion pizza and crushed Diet Cokes.
Yeah.
Is this accurate information?
Very accurate.
For which periods of your life was this a fuel for your creative process? Is it anchovies and onion pizza?
I would also get pepperoni on my half, just to be technically accurate. He wouldn't, because he claimed to be a vegetarian in those days.
Yeah.
But then he'd admit to me he kept chicken wings hidden in the freezer.
Yeah.
So it was a sort of fake vegetarian. That was, I think we still do it now sometimes as sort of memorialize. But that began in 2001. Yeah. And the office at Rockstar was so small and we were so broke that there was no, and I did have a private office at the time, but it genuinely was a cupboard. It didn't have a window. I was literally sitting in a cupboard. So there was no room, and it had a desk and a chair just for myself. So but I lived quite near the office, so we would write 1 or 2 afternoons a week. He'd come in, he was a freelancer working with us. He'd come in from Long Island, and then we would jump on the subway, go to my apartment in Chelsea and sit in this grimy little apartment I was living in and buy pizza from around the corner. And that became, we both liked Diet Coke and pizza, very video game developer. And that became good luck. And we'd have these good writing sessions where we realized we got on well with each other and that we had a similar sense of humor and we could write the stuff and then he would do all of the real work producing it. So it was perfect for me because I got to outsource most of the real work and he's a brilliant radio producer. So he was a great partner in that way. And then that was how that relationship began. And then I'd get him, I would say, well, we've got to record these 80 voices. Come and help me because I can't direct 80 people at once. So he would help with that process. And he was a really good producer, like audio, like getting bodies in producer as well as a technical producer. So he was just, that was the beginning of that relationship. And it was always, my job was to ensure the media content felt like it reflected the tone of the world and we would write it together. Then his job was just to make sure it sounded funny. Like he would just produce it in a really funny way.
Just to give a little bit more of a shout out to Lazlo, what's it been like working with him for over 20 years? He's working with you still. He's a kind of this flamboyant, colorful personality, much loved for being a voice also on radio in the Grand Theft Auto games.
Yeah, and the rule was when he was the character, I would write the first pass of him. So I would get nastier and nastier over time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So to the point when he's having his head shaved and, being punished by everybody. But even in game after game, he got worse. He began as in GTA 3, he's a quite likable character. And then, over the next 12, 13 years, it just got worse and worse. Yeah. So I think he's glad not to be doing that anymore, but he did it with great grace. He's just a great partner because like me, we just like making stuff. He likes to make stuff. He likes to work in new spaces. He's been a great help on bringing the comic book to life, doing a lot of the work on that. He's working on that right now. And just, he's really fun to work with and he's, always will put creativity first. And he's ridiculous. He's just a ridiculous
in the best possible way. Yeah.